heal the world right away. Like
Right.
it has to start with you individually, and then I guess through the integration of that and you showing up in that way from like this healed space and lightness,
Yeah.
because you've transmuted the pain and the shadow and the suffering.
Yeah.
You're just like spreading the ripple effect, because by being that which you are and remembering who you are, you're just reflecting that to everyone else around you. And that's where I feel like the healing happens on a macro level, but it starts with you.
Right. Yeah. As this quote unquote individual, even though that's not what you are. Wow. I love that. Okay. And so let's go to the God moment, because this is an incredible moment. Tell me about, this is the third day?
Yeah, this is
final
the third
night?
day, the final night.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
Of course it's the final night.
Yeah,
like
I know.
An epic closer.
I didn't think I'd make it.
Just a banging last track.
Yeah. So after the second night, I can't even believe I did this. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I would never do this now, but I was just so fresh and just like seeking and like interested.
Yeah.
In finding truth.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, after the second night, the next morning we did combo, and that wrecked me. Like I thought I was dying during it. Like I was throwing up like crazy, like sobbing my eyes out. Like it was so intense, and like this was after 2 nights of ayahuasca already, so it was just like a lot on my nervous system.
Some nice
too.
morning frog poisoning.
Oh my god, some nice morning frog poisonings.
Breakfast.
And yeah, after that, like I kept saying like, hey, like I don't think I'm gonna make this, to the woman that initially like I really connected with her, and she was like my mom during this whole time. She was like my spirit mom. She was taking care of me after, because I felt so weak. I felt so like depressed in a way. I wouldn't even say depressed. It was just so much. I was so overwhelmed with everything that I was experiencing already, and it was a lot. And I didn't really have an appetite. I couldn't really eat, and I was like, yeah, like I'm not doing the third night of ayahuasca. Like there's just no fucking way.
Wow.
Absolutely not. So yeah, a few hours went by. She was just like sitting with me, like just like nurturing me, like holding space for me, which was really beautiful. And the time was coming for the third ceremony, and I was kind of like, wow, like maybe, but absolutely not. And yeah, like 10 minutes before, everyone was sitting there, and yeah, the space was just set up, and it felt so like safe and like nurturing. I was like, okay, this is the last night, and like,
sending that.
I'm gonna do it because I'm already here.
Nice.
I'm here. Like this is why I came. And I was already starting to feel a little bit better, but yeah, we went into the third night, was drinking the ayahuasca, went into it, and again, like, I haven't mentioned this, but there were times where I entered this void of almost like not existing.
Yeah.
And it was scary. It was really scary. It was like, wow, like, am I ever going to come back? Like, where am I? Like, why did I do this? Like, all of this doubt started coming up, all of this fear. And after like reflecting on it, I realized it was just my ego, like being so afraid to die.
Wow. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, like it's my human, like holding on. And like, I just have to let go.
Wow.
So yeah, I was in this void for like, I don't know how long it was, but it was like the beginning of the journey on the third night. And
so you dropped into the void like immediately.
I don't remember.
The beginning of your journey.
But yeah, it was like the first half, and there were other things that were going on, but yeah, again, like I can't recall. I just felt like I was feeling the field of everyone around me. There was probably like 10 or 9 other people around me in the journey as well. There was 3 shamans. There was 1 woman and 2 men, and they were playing music. And that's another part of the Aya ceremonies that was like life-changing and transcendental, was the music and hearing the music while being on the medicine.
Wow.
And the music pretty much like takes you through the journey. So the shamans feel into what everyone's going through collectively, and they just play whatever song is needed, because the songs pretty much help you like purge or like get through a certain emotion or feeling or whatever you're going through. But yeah, like everyone was starting to purge, either like throwing up or crying and just like feeling like deep sadness, grief, and just like letting go overall. And I was laying there and kind of like coming back to my body, and I was like, wow, like why can't I let go? Like what's going on? Like I feel like I need to cry, but I just feel kind of numb. And yeah, I guess that was me just like holding on, because this was after the void. Because during the journey, you're coming like in and out, and like you usually get 1 cup, and then like an hour later you drink more, so that you can go like deeper in, and also like keep you in the space if you want to go deeper into whatever it is that you're experiencing, or just deeper into the journey. And yeah, at one point I just remember feeling this void, and then there was this one song that came on. I don't know if it was a ukulele or some sort of like really high pitched string instrument that just like tickled my soul in a way. It like triggered something within my body and my soul that was just starting to make me feel literally like I was a child again. Probably like 5-year-old Claudia, just like she's here, like in my body. Like that's how I'm experiencing this life right now, is through that version of me.
Wow.
And yeah, the emotions started to come up. The music, like I just felt like I wasn't in my body, obviously. Like I was in the music and just like going through the infinite with this music. And yeah, I just remember like everyone started to like open their eyes, and it just, the field and the energy became so high and like beautiful. The candle lights even started to like elevate. Like it was truly like a mystical, transcendental experience. There was this massive moth that like flew into the house, was like this big, and everyone's like, what? And the medicine woman, she like opened her hands, and this moth just flew into her hands and was just like in her hands. And it was just starting to become like very mystical and magical, and there was a presence that like entered the room that was unspoken but like very felt, and I was feeling it, everyone was feeling it. And this point came where like I felt this tickle, and some time passed, and I just started crying so hard, and it felt like that was my big release of just like finally letting go of like this fear of being nothingness, and like being in the void, and like finally accepting that that's okay, and like I can let go of my ego and just like be and accept what is. And yeah, that's when all the shedding came through, like crying and just like holding myself and like feeling this inner child within me that was like so afraid but like so beautiful and pure and tender. And yeah, there was this one point where it just felt like my heart just like exploded, and I was, wow, like in this infinite, beautiful, like godly presence, and like so held. It was this infinite love. And there was something, wow, if I go back into my journals, I like wrote this experience down, and it was so much more clear. So it's in the books. It's in my Akashic records, literally. Like incredible. I have it written down. Like right now I can't
in your journal
remember it exactly, but there's someone coming here.
Oh yeah. Hello. Hold on, let me pause.
Let's pause.
Hello. Yes. Yes. Is this your land?
I live here, but it's okay.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Well, we're really grateful for this spot.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Do whatever you want, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're the best. Aw. Super cute.
Yeah.
Aw. Everybody knows what a podcast is. That's so universal language. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
So it's in the journal.
It's in the journal. But yeah, it was this just like ineffable presence that was here, and it's like all the fear was gone because nothing else mattered but this infinite love that I was feeling, and it just like enveloped my beingness. And
Come closer.
yeah, I just like felt like I was home and okay and like safe and loved and accepting of everything,
Wow.
of life. And it was also a moment because all of the pain and suffering that I'd experienced in the nights before, it's like all of that made sense. And
Oh wow, there's a almost integration of the whole
it
thing.
was an integration of the whole experience because,
Can you explain it?
yeah, I guess the first night was very dualistic, where I was experiencing like beautiful like remembrances of my soul and like knowingness and who I am, but also like going into like, yeah, pain and suffering, like all of these shadows, like seeing myself clearly and like
yin and yang.
yin and yang,
Nice
seeing
duality.
like seeing memories and patterns in my family system.
Yeah.
Second day was like mostly void and like, yeah, a lot of fear that I was experiencing and
Humanness. Attachment to humanness.
Attachment.
Fear of death.
Fear of death. That was a big one.
Wow.
And the third night was experiencing that again. I was like, why am I here? Like, why did I do this? Like, why? Like, literally, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I had that transcendental moment where it's like, wow, everything's perfect. And that was all perfect. And I'm so grateful. And I feel free, like truly free and like liberated and okay with everything. Like I'm home right now. And like, this is the only feeling that matters. Like, this is it. And yeah. Is a whole integration of everything. So yeah, it was funny because I was doubting the third night if I should do it, and then I did, and I had that
Most
experience
mystical,
where
magical,
everything
miraculous.
just like came together.
Yeah.
It was like the final piece of the puzzle was put together for me to see the purpose of why I did it in the first place. And yeah, just this remembrance of who I am and like my soul and my essence and my purity, and also just like the knowingness of God and like this infinite loving presence that is always here to tap into whenever and wherever you are. And it's not outside of yourself, it's within you. And also having that remembrance was probably the most profound thing. Because the reason I did ayahuasca was because I was searching for truth outside of myself.
Yeah.
And I was shown that the truth is within me. And the medicine just triggered that remembrance and took me through this whole journey of like seeing clearly, just having these like things activated within myself, these memories, these emotions, these feelings. And then in the end, it was like, yeah, but you are love. Like all of this, but you are love.
Infinite love.
You are infinite. And yeah, it was the most beautiful gift, I think, that changed my life forever. And that was the turning point where, I was just never the same again. And I carried that with me. And that was it. That was my Satori moment.
Yeah, that sounds like a legendary Satori.